it. Let's jump in.
I'll start.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, wow, the more I think about the way Healy has impacted my life, it's really hard to articulate it sometimes. So I've deeply thought about this in the last week compared to what I shared last week. And before Healy, the relationship that I had with myself was so hard. It was a struggle for me to stay on track and regulate my emotions and commit myself to such disciplined ways of living when I had such high integrity and standards of how I wanted to raise children and how I wanted to have relationships that lived up to a certain level. And then nothing really ever worked. And I realized that it was because I didn't really have the relationship with myself in a cool, groovy way. I didn't really know and understand myself. So when I got the Healy, I was going through my third divorce. I was in a lot of trauma. I'd been in a very isolating situation on so many levels. And through that time, I was helping myself heal the traumas that I hold in my body. And as a body worker and a naturopath, I'm very passionate as to the way we listen to our body and how we take care of it so that we can reach our potential. But with the Healy, at the point in time when I got it, which was 18 months ago, my energy was very, very, very low. And I was in deep grief and loss and heartbroken on so many levels because my relationships have never worked out. And I've been grieving the loss of the fantasy that I always thought that when I was with these people, it was forever. I commit forever. And so once again, I was in a situation going through another massive separation and upheaval and affecting so many people's lives that the Healy, when I got that and started using it every day, based on the fact that we didn't even really understand how to use the programs, in the last 18 months, I've just gone from strength to strength and strength. And right now, I feel like I'm in the most potential that I've ever felt in myself ever. And even though that may only be 5%, because I don't know what I don't know, but what I have learned about myself from the Healy is that understanding the way my energy works, because as a consequence of my nervous system and my liver and my gallbladder and all the physical things in the body, it's helped me regulate my emotional disposition and become so much calmer in my own self that I'm now, empowering my own life, navigating my own way, and am in total control of myself for the first time in my life. So thanks for introducing me to Healy, Zach. It's changed my life, and I look forward to doing it in my clinic, because now I'm going to help my clients navigate themselves through their relationships and where they get stuck, but mostly on focusing on their relationship with themselves.
You're so welcome, Mum. Beautiful story. Thank you for sharing. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. So what a great start. Thanks for sharing so vulnerably and how this is really impacting you. So who's next? Who'd like to go? Shara, I know you're in the car, so you might be going somewhere. So I don't want to hold you up too long. Cool.
Yeah, this is perfect actually, because my kids are at a volleyball game, so I am just waiting for them to finish. So, all right, Healy. I was attracted to the Healy. I saw the Healy in a friend. I don't know. I got a post and I was like, I'm all in. Bought it, started using it. Ultimately for pain, right? For my headaches, for these like physical things that I was constantly looking around for answers for. And that morphed into this like deep psychic, like what was called, I think Han called it like psychic surgery. And I went through a big detox. And now I'm at the point in my life where I'm utilizing the programs every day. I've implemented it into my lifestyle. I'm sharing it with people, and I'm watching things, events, situations be presented to me, and I'm able to, like Tanya said, kind of be in my truth and look at the situation and go, okay, is this something I want? Why is this being approached? Why is this coming to me? And how can I shift that? And I've been having such like bigger situations come to me and realizing that I can shift it immediately. So using Healy, really to quantum leap, to just literally like snap of a finger shift. So I'm not saying that happens immediately. I do think that patience is a virtue when you're dealing with, this is a different type of cleanse, it's a deep energetic, it's an all over deep energetic cleanse. And it hits you on so many levels. So think like the way that you cleanse, if you do a parasite cleanse or just a regular detox in your body, but do that on a deeper level. So I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. What's your favorite program at the moment?
Oh, I'm using I can't tell you. I got something running. What am I running now? Oh, I'm doing Bach flowers now, but that's not my favorite. I'm using Spirit, Body, and Mind, the wellness program.
Mm.
I am trying, man, every day. I still scan myself. I still do the auras. Did a meditation this morning and really scanned my auras, my chakras, and it was so nice to share the affirmations that came back from me, because it resonated with a lot of people watching. So that was great. But yeah, that's the wellness program is awesome. And what I love about that is when they release those new programs, there's so many of us in the collective at the same time utilizing those same programs. I love that when they released Coherence and we were all jamming to Coherence at the same time. So definitely loving those programs.
Yeah, the collective recharge. That's really
cool.
cool.
Yeah. I live for those. Those are awesome, because ultimately we're doing this work with this machine. But it takes us. We want to want all of this, and everything we do for ourselves, we do for everyone else. And if we're all doing the work, shapeshifters.
Good point. Great reminder. That's it. There's a lot of shifts happening, and we can shift with it. The only thing that is constant in our universe is change. So if we're holding on to the past, it's time to shift it up.
And the only variable for that, sorry.
You go.
The only variable for that is rate. Change is a sure thing.
Indeed.
The only variable is rate.
Right. Do you want to change today, this month, or in 10 years? So good reminder. What were you going to say, Shara?
I was just going to run with what you just said, with that change, and every moment of every single moment, I hate to say of time, because it's like not real, but so at every single moment we get to choose and choose again and choose again and choose again. And if we're feeling off, that's just the beauty of what we have access to, is to kind of look at that and say, give me, just, we need help, right? Let's be honest. And assistance is good, and working together to really fine tune, especially when we go deep into the ancestral stuff. And I'll stop there with stuff, but because that can go in a lot of places. That's the work there, stopping the making the change.
Yeah, absolutely. I like when I don't like it, but yeah, that is, a lot of people are stuck. A lot of people are in a bit of a funk right now, and yeah, for good reason. But what this has reminded us of is that we need to lean into community, lean into support. And as you said, ask for help. It's okay. We're going to need to ask for help and support. There's many things that we can do to boost our vibe every single day. It's our choice, and we get to choose. So I'd love to also ask you guys a question, everyone that's sitting here. I'd love you guys to add into the chat, what are some other practices that you do every day or throughout the week that helps you recharge, that helps you realign, that boosts your immune system? Or, it might be some eating practice, might be some meditation, it might be a breathwork session. This week, I put together on the training website 5 new morning routine practices. And I'd like to know what some of your practices or routines are that help boost your vibe. So I'd love to get all of you to contribute, jump into the chat so we can all learn from each other. I'd love to ask, is it Mandy? Do you want to jump on? I'm guessing she's between the gym or between sets.
No, I'm actually sitting on my bed. The only reason I'm not showing my video tonight is because I'm pretty emotionally drained. I actually sent Tony, and then I don't think you saw my message, Zach, but my heart, which is usually the highest on my scans always, is like super low right now, and my solar plexus. So I've really been burning the candle at both ends with sharing the Healy, obviously, but also supporting a lot of people right now. So I'm not in a place right now where I want to be on video, but I really want to share this because I'm having these realizations and I feel called to actually share this. So whether this gets recorded and posted or whatever, I feel like this is a really good thing for other people to hear. So my college best friend, her mom is on life support right now. And then one of my very close clients that I've been supporting for about 6 years, her best friend's husband is also on life support. So both these individuals, are in a place right now where they're choosing to live and they're fighting for their life. And I'm just so grateful. And I had this realization earlier that the Healy, and I'm kind of emotional, so you can probably hear it in my voice, but because I'm taking on a lot. I'm very sensitive empath. And so I'm really doing the things right now to support myself with the Healy, but also I'm having the realization that Healy is a God tool and it is allowing God to support others through me. And to me, that is so powerful because me and who I am as a person and as a soul, you know, here on this planet, I know what I'm here to do. I know my divine responsibility and I know what I do for people and what I've done for people, or let's just put it this way, that I am very powerful at supporting others and liberating themselves. But now I'm realizing that I'm getting so emotional, like my heart is pounding. I'm realizing that the Healy is allowing me to take it a whole step further. I am supporting people whose loved ones are on life support, and I'm able to send them aura scans and say, look, you know, my friend's mom, who's on life support right now, I just did her aura scan probably about an hour ago, and her crown is at 100 and her root's like 90 something, but everything is like super high. And earlier when I scanned her root was at 100 and her crown was a little lower. The point is we're seeing results, just even if I'm not sending frequencies, because I'm also being aware intuitively, but I'm seeing the results of where they are and being able to share this with, you know, people that are worried and in fear and having lots of anxiety, you know, about their loved ones. I'm able to say, look at this, look how amazing this is, you know, not only are we seeing the vital signs are stable and different things are happening, but I just feel that it's such a blessing to be able to have access to something like this, where it's not just, you know, my coaching and my, you know, intuitive, you know, nature as being an empath and all the things that I do aside from Healy, but I have something tangible is what I feel that I'm able to show. And even doing like the all Healys of what's coming up the highest and like how the percentages aren't as high as they were. And like last night, you know, it was Meridian's 1 and her mom's lungs were coming up at like 70 something, but then I ran it again today and like the lungs are super low. The point is I could talk obviously this whole video about these things, but I'm just having this realization that I'm so grateful for the Healy, not only to support myself, because right now I've taken a bit of a step back, which is why I'm not sharing video right now. And I didn't even plan on sharing audio. But as I'm having these realizations too, after hearing, you know, Tanya's story, the same type of scenario of just like how powerful this is at really supporting other people and then myself. So I've taken a bit of a break from, you know, that at the moment. And I'm running stuff on myself right now. I was just outside in the sunshine doing some earthing, you know, drinking some juice, just trying to like chill before I got on this video. But I really want to share that because I feel that having the ability to support someone else who is in the situation that they're in, that I can't be there to, you know, do Reiki healing or lay my hands on them, or, you know, and obviously I've been doing distance Reiki and we've been clearing the rooms and I have another friend supporting me and supporting them. But with the Healy, it's just a whole nother level. And I really feel like I am giving my friend and my other, you know, clients friend whose husband's on life support, I'm just giving them so much more hope, especially by being able to even share like the screenshot of the aura scans of like, look at where they are right now. I just feel like it's something that I wouldn't be able to do to the same extent otherwise if I didn't have the Healy. And then obviously I'm grateful for the tool now to even be able to support me to get me balanced back out, because I've been giving, this has literally been since like last Thursday for me that I have been on this emotional roller coaster, you know, aside from over the weekend, I went to the football game and took a bit of a break from my phone, but kind of not really at the same time. But yeah, I'm just so grateful. So I really want to share that part, because to me, I'm here to do God's work. I know what my divine responsibility is. And I'm realizing that the Healy, to me, I'm now referring to it as a God tool, and it is allowing God to support other people through me. And I feel that that's one of the most powerful things, you know, that I can contribute, you know, to another person, is to be able to support them in that way. So I just wanted to share that.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Does anyone want to say anything for Mandy, or anything that resonated? I love the fact that we can walk into any room and anyone, or even helping people in other parts of the world. Now we have a device and a quantum machine that taps into these quantum secrets, and we can help support people, and giving people that hope just for another day or another week or another month or a year. Like, that is huge. That's amazing. So I really, really like what you said there, and definitely recharge yourself, right?
Yeah, Mandy, look after yourself. You're such an angel.
I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I got all my tools. I got my white angelica oil, my ohm tuner, and all the stuff that I use. And so now it's like, that's where I'm at. I'm like, okay, I've kind of hit that wall and I have to kind of recharge. But I obviously wanted to be on this call, you know, to be supportive and everything as well. So I appreciate everybody.
Okay, sending you love. Bye.
Thank you, hon.
Zach, I'd like to say something as well. This is Kirsten. Sorry,
Sure.
guys, I'm driving at the moment. I'm picking up my daughter from school, but I've been sick for a while. And I was sick that my uncle was dying from COVID and was in the hospital, in hospice. And my aunt couldn't even visit him. She couldn't even get to say goodbye to her husband. I was able to do some scans for her and to show her, for him, that he was at peace and that he was ready to go. I saw his crown chakra was also at 99%, which I've never seen in anybody, but I had heard that happens before, you know, moments before death. And I literally sent her the scans, and not 5 minutes later, the hospital called her and let her know that he had passed. And yeah, I'm also very emotional about this, because I kind of grew up with my aunt and my uncle. When my parents moved, I lived with them for a couple of years when I was in 5th and 6th grade. So I was very close to him. And the Healy is really it is a God tool. I mean, doing this kind of work and being able to give my aunt that peace of mind that he was ready to go, and that he wasn't alone, and that everybody was with him, and that it was just invaluable to me to be able to do that for her. And Healy's helped me in so many different ways, but this was another one of those ways that I really didn't expect to be able to help somebody. So I just wanted to share that.
That's huge.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Mm. Just taking a moment. If anyone wants to share, jump in or share their story.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, Tony.
I'll jump in and start sharing some things. As you know, I just bought like 6 or 7 books on frequency medicine and diving deep into that. And something that was really prevalent that kept coming up was how energetically things happen before they occur physically. So our etheric body carries all of these imbalances. And when they're around too long, then it starts to impact our physical well-being. So what the Healy is able to do is tap into that field and find these imbalances before they physically manifest. So I've been able to scan hundreds of people, but some of them I've scanned, and then things like the immune system and everything else will pop up. And they're like, I'm not sick, I don't have anything going on. And then days later, they end up having those symptoms, right? So I was able to treat that, and then they were able to recover at a much faster speed. So like, you know, healing is voltage. So when our cells are out of balance for so long and we're in these chronic illness and disease starts to occur. So when we can treat them even before they physically manifest, then we have a much better chance of overcoming and healing at a higher level, faster rate. I have scanned hundreds of people, and like they were saying, the Healy gives you the ability to share something like this and also impact them at a distance. So I've scanned people that were in New Zealand. One gentleman who had black mold poisoning, and he had a cough, right? His lungs were really messed up, and the doctor said there was basically nothing that they could do. And then within one session with me, he started feeling detox symptoms and his health improved significantly. So this tool is such a powerful thing to have, to be able to continue. Like I'm a healer as well. I work with plant medicines and I hold space for others in that. But if you can't physically be there, then that kind of sets a limitation. What the Healy does is allows you to kind of scan and support people no matter where they're at in the world. And most of the devices that can do what the Healy does are well over $15,000 to $30,000. So the Healy is like such a revolutionary tool, has frequencies for everything you can think of, and it just becomes more and more inspiring on how you can support other people no matter where they're at. And it also gives people, it taps into their field to show them where these imbalances are so that they can treat themselves with frequencies and move through them faster, but also start to adjust their lifestyles and their self-awareness to overcome even mental and emotional things. So that's all I have to share this time, but I've had a lot of success all over the place. And that's why I continue to share this tool, because it's just it's shocking at how much it can do and how much it's evolving, how many more programs they're releasing and everything like that. So I'm very, very grateful to have this.
Well said, man. Well said. Yeah, grateful to have met you too, just through the team, through the community. If it wasn't for this movement, I wouldn't have met you and some incredible people that you're connecting me with. And so yeah, this is it's unfolding in a very beautiful way. And Kirsten, hopefully you're taking time for you and yourself and to rest and with what's going on. And yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm finally getting better now. And it's funny, one thing I noticed when Tony and I did a scan on Chris from Forbidden Knowledge, and he was saying how he could feel it and how amazing he had felt right away, instantaneously. And I was thinking about, and so I was trying to notice through my scans of other people, are they able to notice it right away? Most people who aren't really in tune with energy, I've found they don't notice it. But I can notice the moment I run a scan on myself, or the moment I send myself frequencies, I can feel it as well. And when I started, because the first couple of days I was so sick, I had COVID, and I couldn't even put the Healy on. I was that sick. And the moment I started running frequencies was the moment I literally started getting better. Like, I don't know if I would have made it, you guys. Honestly, I was that sick.
Wow.
I've never been as sick as I was. I was sick for a good week and a half, and it put me down. And but literally the moment I started, running frequency, that's when I started being able to get up and around and at least, do some things that I needed to do. So I'm very grateful to the Healy for that, because if it wouldn't have been for that, honestly, I don't know if I'd be here right now.
Woo. Huge disclaimer, everybody. The Healy is amazing.
Right.
The body is amazing. The body heals itself. The Healy helps your body do what it's designed to do. The Healy doesn't heal, the body heals it. That's beautiful.
Right. It helps your body. It helps your body recognize what's going on, and then to kind of start to put things back into working order so you can heal yourself. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
It's like your soul's been lost in the maze, and the Healy comes out like, "Yo, dude, this is the way. Here."
I like that. When you're lost in the maze, it takes you out of the maze. I like that. That's awesome.
So I think go ahead.
Oh, just quickly, Kirsten, what was your favorite program? What programs were you running to help you?
I was running immune system, chilling, the bioenergetic harmony programs, and the sleep, the one for fine flow. And also my root chakra was the lowest I think it's ever been, because obviously I was very disconnected when this was all going on. So I was running that quite a bit to the chakra program for my root chakra.
Interesting. Nice work. Yeah, immune system's one of my faves. It's a very powerful program. Hey, Iggy, Tony, what did you want to say? And we'll pass it over to Iggy.
Just like for people who have like chronic issues, and that even includes like depression, anxiety, things like that, our body gets entrained into these patterns. And like for me, I had physical chronic pain because I broke my back. I blew out my shoulder, compressed discs in my neck, nerve damage. And once you're in those states for so long, your body doesn't even remember what health is. Like you can't even grasp what it would feel like to wake up a day without pain, right? So I feel like what the Healy does is it reminds your body of where health is, right? So it's showing you back and showing your body how to realign to that harmony and balance. So then it starts to heal itself and function highly. And that goes with any issue you can think of. So like if your mind is entrained into negative thought patterns and you're constantly going down this tunnel, it's really hard for you to switch that up and turn back the other way. So the Healy will kind of remind your brain and any other system where health is in harmony, and then it starts to readjust, and then your body starts to heal and pull itself out of that hole. So it's a really powerful way to address your health and many different issues. And no matter what you're going through, the Healy has programs for. Like even if I'm going to facilitate a ceremony, it picks up on that and it gives me frequencies to help me tap into higher states of consciousness. It's pretty crazy how I scan myself and it knows ahead of time, and I'll run programs like that. But yeah, it's a retraining tool. It's showing your body where health and harmony is, and from there your body knows what to do from there, right? So it's just amazing. So I'm done.
I like that. Well, we've got some really cool metaphors. Maybe let's keep going with the metaphors. I like what you just said, Tony, because it kind of makes me think about, you know what they say, if you really want something to happen in life, you got to burn the boats. You got to go 100% 2 feet in, cross the line, and keep going towards what you want, and have no other plan B. Sink the boats, so to speak. And so the Healy is kind of like the paving and the path that unfolds to help support you and gives you guidance along the path when you've sunken the boats and you're on this path and you're not giving up. And so it helps to align and helps you shine. So I just had this visual of stepping, like the first step is always the hardest. It just helps you have that more support during those times of struggle and having that uncertainty that we get. And it helps you create that path and the next step and the next step and the next step. And as you said, ahead of time, it's giving you what your body's needing support with over the next coming days. What? My friend had jaw local coming up in her jaw for 3 days. She's like, Zach, the Healy's broken. I don't have any pain in my jaw. What is this silly frequency machine? Then the 4th day, she woke up from her sleep and her wisdom teeth were coming through. So it was pinpointing what was out of balance in her field before it was showing up physically for her. So it was kind of like a fortune teller for our own energetics. Trippy. So
everything shows up energetically before it does physically. So
it was funny. I was doing scans for my dad, and something came up.
Yeah.
Prostate came up right away with for men, whatever that is like. And I was telling my dad, go get checked, because he had prostate cancer 10 years ago, and his PSA levels were high. So that's another kind of thing. It was 2 weeks later, he went, got it checked, and yep, PSA levels were high. So we were able to catch it this time, quick enough.
So you scanned your dad, it came up prostate,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went in for a real checkup with the doctor, and then it came up in his bloods.
2 weeks later, his
was
PSA
high.
levels were high.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that. Who's got some more interesting, inspiring metaphors? Please put it into the chat. I like the Healy is kind of like the Swiss Army knife frequencies. Swiss Army knife has all these different frequencies and all these different options for camping. Obviously, I'm living on a farm, so I'm thinking about these things. But anyway, Iggy, over to you, bro.
Yeah, sweet. Well, I kind of think of, I relate the body to like being a society, right? Every cell has its own job. Every cell has its role, and so then the Healy is like, and, our cells have been trained to do certain things, whether it be like upbringing or certain habits. And so your cells kind of lose their natural way. The Healy is like having a professional and all these different sections of your society that come and help you out. Like, yo, your liver's not doing this, man. This should be doing that. And so you're helping your society grow and creating an awesome society, which is your body, which is your cells, which is you, So that's my kind of like analogy that I use for the Healy when I talk to people about it. It's like, yo, picture this, right? And then, so also for me this week, essentially, especially, I've been doing scans with people all over America, and the results are insane. Like, I'll do a scan with someone and I'll run the vibration, but I won't tell them. And then about halfway through the vibration, I'll run for about 10 minutes. Then after about 7 or 8 minutes, I'm like, hey, so just that I've actually been put it on vibrate. Have you noticed any difference? That I thought you have been. Like, I thought you did, because I literally, my serotonin levels were noticeably increased, and I had no idea why. I was like, I think he's doing something. I was like, oh, I did. And then they were just like blown away. They're just like, yeah, I could tell. And I was like, awesome. And then I've had an experience with this lady. A day or two after our scans, she literally felt a pop in her chest, and like she felt like her energy had returned to her, like energy that she'd been putting out there to other people and just returned to her, and she literally felt a shift in her chest. And I was like blown away. I was like, that awesome. That's so cool. Like, cutting off all these negative energy ties out there and just returning your energy to you, which was mind-blowing. And then another lady as well, she literally, just before the scan started, she literally felt a shift in her heart space, and she's like, whoa, like, I already feel so much aligned. She messaged me about half an hour afterwards. She's like, I don't know what you've done, but I literally am more connected to my child. I'm more connected to my family. I'm more connected to my space around me. And then ever since then, she's just changed in such a massive way just from one scan. And that for me was just mind-blowing, so that's why that gives me more passion and more drive to be sharing it as much as I possibly can, because that's changed their life. Like, that's helped them and their family, their friends, and that's what we're here to do, isn't it? Like, we're here to help change not only our lives, but the people's lives all over the world. That people that need it. There's enough crazy stuff going on in the world at the moment. Us being that little bit of light for people is enough to help them light their own bushel and create a forest fire within themselves, And so this is why, this is awesome. I just freaking Healy. Woo.
So good. Healy. That's it. One day there'll be stadiums of people going Healy, right? Can you imagine, like a football stadium, instead of like, these massive sports games? It's just like a frequency test.
I actually did a breath work the other night, and I decided to scan myself before and after just to see what would happen. And I ran the breath of life frequencies during my breath work, and it was a really intense breath work session. And it normally it's hard for me to take like those deep breaths for that long. And I hadn't done breath work in a really long time. So for me, it was like I was pushing myself. But with the lung frequencies, I was able to push through the whole entire session. And even my buddy was a little shocked. But at the end of it, I scanned myself again, and you could see the significant increase in all of my chakra levels just from the breathwork session. So I'm going to be offering that at the next time that we do breathwork, just free scans before and after for people, just to show them like what's shifting in their reality. And then also a lot of the emotional stuff that popped up, like the negative stuff in my aura scan before, had completely shifted, and now my aura was full of all this positive like things. So it's pretty awesome.
What's the breath of life program as well, bro? I had a chesty kind of phlegmy for about 3 or 4 days, And I was like, every day I was coughing up phlegm. I was like, oh, I'm sick of it. So what I did is I ran the Breath of Life program. Literally after that, no more phlegm, none whatsoever. Like it literally helped my lungs just be like, okay, cool, phlegm no more. Like it was insane. I was like, Breath of Life for sure.
My mom had sinus issues for over 5 years and then ended up running one allergy meridian program, and it fixed itself. So yeah, and the Breath of Life also deals with a lot of emotional things that we store within our lungs. So whether that be grief and all of that. So breath sessions are obviously, you're moving a lot of emotion as well. So it helps and assists in all of it. So
Yeah, that's also crazy about the whole 5 years. It's awesome how like your cells can literally be stuck, just like a little bit like, oh man, we're trying. The healer is like, hey, just declutter that tiny little bit, and then your body does the rest. Your body is like, thank you so much, cheers for that, and then bam.
Just bam. Bam.
Bam, and the dirt is gone.
These are some awesome stories. Let's keep it rolling, guys. You know, what I'm learning about health at the moment is that the body is so amazing, and it's even more amazing than I thought. Life is even more when we just keep it really simple and we do the basics. We cleanse the body and we, you know, connect back to nature and we rest and we recharge. It shows up. It shows up, and our body can transform very, very quickly. And so, yeah, this is a community of people that's inspiring people. It's reconnecting people. It's aligning people to, you know, another community that's like-minded. A lot of people out there don't have this, you know. We're able to do this multiple times throughout the week. I'm chatting to you guys a lot throughout the week as well, and it helps my vibe. It's part of, you know, my health self-care practice is having other like-minded people on this journey too. But a lot of people out there don't have that. They have no one, you know, and they're kind of stuck in their own, as you mentioned, they're stuck cells, and they're kind of stuck. And so our body transforms, even our bones. I think within 7 years, we're a completely different human. And so I think our brain every 12 months. And so if we're actually we're starting a new healthy practice, in 7 years, we're going to be a completely different human. So it's, as Shara said, how we show up every day, choosing a vibration, breath work, meditation, doing the Healy, eating, water. This all energetically recharges our cells. All right,
well,
let's get a couple more. Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
I keep hopping in. Well, with this, like, I don't think people are so aware of like all the harmful frequencies that we are constantly bombarded with, and that our body has to take in, right? And to have a tool that kind of counteracts that and gives you positive frequencies, there's not a lot of people that, like, yeah, you can do all the yoga, you can do all the breath work, you can eat all the foods and all of this, but I had been on my healing journey for a couple years already, and I had come to a stuck point, and I had done like the plant-based diet and gone through breath work, and all of those are great at elevating you. But the Healy can give you protection frequencies to protect you from the harmful environment that you're in. And then it can also, with that, it's like it levels the playing field, right? Because we are bombarded by toxins in our air, food, and water, harmful frequencies, fear, everything like that. This is like something that levels the playing field and allows us to elevate ourselves beyond, you know, what we're supposed to be at, you know. So if you add this to your daily practice with all these other health like forming things, with the diet, the breath work, the meditations, the yoga, this can help amplify those practices as well. So
oh yeah, 100%. Can I chime in there?
Yeah. Just jump in, everyone.
Yeah, like, I totally agree. And like being a junkie healer for my whole life since I was about 8 or 12, I remember doing and wondering stuff like this, because my brain's never ever felt right. I've always felt the frequency of my brain, and it was like something's wrong with my head. And then I would get migraines as a kid, and then, you know, people trying to tell me I need glasses. It wasn't about my vision, it was about my brain. And like when I started realizing, studying homeopathy, that everything's a frequency and a pattern. So with homeopathy, you give them the pattern of their aberration, i.e. aconite, or, you know, all the toxic metals that are microdosing, and how if you give the right frequency, then the body has an incredible capacity to step into its potential, but we don't know what we don't know. And, you know, I've always been around toxic people, didn't understand how that toxic, psychic, manipulative, controlling people always trying to control you. You know, do you know how like debilitating that is when you actually don't have a sense of total personal freedom and feel that you have a right to express any way it comes out, whether it's good, bad, or ugly or beautiful? That judgment that we all get into when we don't understand a pattern, you know. And even with myself, with wealth creation and trying to work out how come I can't keep a relationship and a job at the same time, like there was all these splits. Then when I found out I was ADHD and slightly dyslexic and how I get things back to front, now the Healy helps mirror the way of settings for my brain. And that's like so liberating for me. 100% unconditional self-acceptance and self-love. And I'm absolutely fine and nothing's wrong with me, because I've felt my whole life that something was wrong with me. Didn't belong, didn't fit in. So yeah, it's an incredible feeling to actually start to get the patterns and understand how to unravel. I call them clusterfucks, actually. When you try and unravel that clusterfuck, you've got to take each thing. It's like unthreading a knotted, you know, like a, sorry, my phone keeps going off, a ball of wool. And wow, it's so exciting. You know, that's a whole nother cool game. Crafty, untie that knot.
Can I just ask a totally random question? Are you outside right now?
Yes.
It looks like you're in the office, but it's like outside the grounding. It's awesome. I just saw a little bit of grass.
I'm sitting on the grass. Yeah. I know. How deceptive is that? I've become so much more deceptive since I used the Healy, but deceptive for good.
The Zoom backdrops are very, very good. I love it. Keep the flow going, guys. Who wants to share next?
Can I share?
Absolutely. Hey, Gina.
Hi. I just want to share a story about my brother. He's a bipolar and schizophrenic, right? He's about 60 years old now. Well, I've been using the Healy on him, and the first time I used it, he said suddenly his thoughts stopped racing, you know. And now I've been using it on him every day. He calls me up, hey, can you zing me? You know, I need it now. Zing me mental balance, you know, whatever. And he doesn't have Wi-Fi where he is, so he can't get one. Anyway, but oh yeah, and also the other day he said to zing him again, and I zinged him, and he said suddenly my all my thoughts are uncluttered. You uncluttered my brain. You know, he loves it. So he's constantly calling me up. I said I can't do it all the time, you know, but he said, but you know, he knows how good it is. So, you know, so that's all I want to say.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome. Thanks, Gina. You don't need internet to use the Healy though. Only the scanning to set it up, but you can use like the Pink Dot app, you know, with all the frequency connections and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats to your brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he loves it. And so I tell everybody, I tell all my friends who have brothers and sisters who have bipolar schizophrenia that, you know, hey, yeah, try this. So, you know, hopefully one of them will do it.
Very cool. Very cool. That's it. Walking into any room or helping people globally from our couch, you know, pajamas, right? What a cool thing we're able to do here, or in a professional practice in a suit and tie, whatever you want to be wearing. So yeah, we'll get a couple more stories and we'll wrap this up. Charles, do you want to share your story? I know you've got a pretty powerful story, Charles. Yeah, on the spot, boot. If you just unmute yourself, we'll be able to hear you. Hey, Charles.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Hey.
How you doing?
Yeah. Fine. I have insomnia problems, chronic insomnia, and the insomnia program has been helpful. And I've shared that with other people who have sleeping problems, you know, difficulties getting enough rest, that people in that particular situation get pretty desperate. So I've been happy to share that with people, that works. It's restorative.
That's amazing. Whereabouts were you before Healy? Like, how bad was the insomnia?
Oh, I'm 66 years old. I've just been in a kind of a daze most of my adult life, just from chronic fatigue. And people that know me, it's been a very difficult obstacle. It's been a difficult impediment, like handicapping yourself. So it's people that are fully rested on a regular basis don't realize how blessed they are until they lose that feeling, lose that level of restoration. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
That's great. And so you're having a lot like longer sleeps, or you're able to get to sleep. Like, how's it
Well,
different
it's
now?
really the depth of sleep. It's really the depth. It's the not so much the hours as it is the intensity. You can toss and turn for 8 or 9 hours and you're not really rested, or you can get some focused sleep for 5 or 6 and be very much restored. So it's the quality and the quantity, but more so the quality than the absolute time in bed. You can hit the sack and lock your door, but never get up. But if you don't go into that level of sleep, you never get the restoration, the restorative qualities of it. So, but that's what I've been able to do with this insomnia program. It's been very helpful. So that's advertisement.
What programs are you running, Charles? Like, is it any specific program or a combination?
It's the insomnia program. It's under the pain category. I think it's pain 4, or pain 4, pain 5 is the insomnia program, and that's and also the deep cycles have also been on the gold program, the gold level, but the insomnia program and the deep cycles have worked. And I imagine what works for one individual may or may not work for another. It's to a degree experimentative, excuse me. But you find what is effective for your particular needs, and you find a good doctor, you stay with him or stay with her. Yeah. The gold program has been very effective.
I found that the gold release program helped me with my sleep as well. That for me, like, I struggle with sleep a lot. I'd run the release program because, for me, in my mind, I was like, think of the release program as all your tension, all your body, and all this tension in yourself, and the release program helps release all that stress within you. And literally, it was 9:30 at night. The first time I ran it, it was 9:30. The TV was going, the light was on. I ran a release program. I passed out at 9:30, woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, what just happened? Like, so that gold release program like knocked me out.
Do you go through your job, your daily work, your daily trials in a less than 100% operating capacity? You feel it. I mean, I used to have to get really focused on my work. I worked for the state of Alabama, did statistics and grant writing and all kinds of cool workforce development stuff. But I really focused on my work to stay awake. And when the work slacked, then I would, succumb to the fatigue. So this provides a basement, a floor, which enables you to be more fluid, be more constant in your awake operative status. So it's good. That's my advertisement. Release the pain 4, There's good programs. And as they say, the proof of the pudding is in the either tasting or testing. I think the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. So that's my endorsement.
Thank you so much. It's
I
just
would like to
very
back that up.
powerful.
For me, that just reminded me of, like, that was one of the major things for me is the sleep that I got when I first got my Healy. I would pay 10 to 20 times for just that, because that impacts everything that you do in life and how you show up. So it was able to put me in that deep state of sleep, whether, like, before I could sleep like 6 to 12 hours and still not wake up rested. And with the Healy, I can get like 4 and beyond, but I wake up rejuvenated. And so that's such a big proponent. Like, I don't think you realize how poor your sleep is until you get good sleep. And the Healy is amazing for doing that. And Charles, I don't know if you've ever tried doing the protection programs, but that one really shifted my sleep in big ways. I'll scan myself for the protection programs and then run those all night while I'm sleeping. I'll just have my phone on a charger face down, like in the other room. But that one's been huge for me as well.
Wow. What a fun hour. Thanks for all the beautiful stories. Does anyone else want to have any final comments or shares before we wrap this up? This will be in the Quantum Community group on Facebook. So if you wanted to add anyone into that group and tag them in there or download it and post on your channels or whatever, that's all in the Quantum Community. So yeah, we have these every single week. So the same link that you use, please save it into your notes, and the same time into your diary. And this is every single week. And so people say to me, so should I share my story again? And I'm like, yes, share it again, or another story. You know, this is a chance that when we share our story, it helps us get into a state of contribution and a state of out of our, obviously a story is important, but also sharing what we've been through can inspire other people. So this is an opportunity to inspire, to contribute, to give back to the community. This is an opportunity for you to invite new people on here. This isn't just for the people who do Healy. This is for people who have had the Healy for forever and can jump on and share the stories, and we're all learning from everyone else. And so this is a great opportunity to invite others who you might be chatting to. You might have scanned them last week or last month. And you're like, hey, jump on this, come hear some incredible stories. And if they can't make it, we can send the recording. So yeah, good question, Jenny. This is every week, same time, same link. Please put it into the diary if you'd like to jump on. All righty, well, I got to run, and have an amazing week, everyone. Take this inspiration, take these stories, share them with others, share your story that you shared today, share them with others, right? Use this momentum that you're in right now, this state of energy, to go send a couple of voice messages or call someone up and say, hey, you told me about bad sleep the other month. How's your sleep going? Oh, it's not good. My friend Tony or my friend Charles just shared their story. They've been using the Healy. You can borrow other people's stories and it help to inspire other people as well. So this is what it's all about. The oldest art form in history. We love stories. We love powerful stories. We are a hero in the making, and borrowing and hearing other people's stories inspires all of us. So thank you so much for showing up. Thanks for your time. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Bye. Love you.
I'm gonna get a quick selfie, actually, quick selfie or photo. Everyone who puts their Healy, everyone to put their Healy on. Yeah, do a pose like Iggy. All right, got your Heelys, guys. 3, 2, 1. Say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that guy at the party, usually with a selfie pole. I'm going, woo.
Oh.
Just to give you some context. So this is really fun. I'll tag you guys in this online